You probably have this issue, particularly if you're working with AI a lot. It can do just about anything. So it means that all of your ideas could just get done, right? Or should they get done? And who knows, because tokens are starting to be expensive. Even though AI can do it, you might be spending the next 6 months of your life on an idea, which never had a market. So I started to think to myself, wouldn't it be great to have a group of people who were there to, I don't know, grill me on my ideas as if they were investors? So I thought about the show Shark Tank. Shark Tank has been around for a really long time. And in there's a lot of content with the sharks, who are some of the most skeptical people on the internet, coming in there and giving people advice, or they're just telling them plainly what they think about their business. So I was thinking, wouldn't it be great if you could have that kind of panel help you out at the beginning of your ideas before they even take start and hold in your life? So what I decided to do was build an agent that does all that. And here's the plan for this. We're going to do this live. And I think that what we need to do is we need to go and capture as much of the Shark Tank content as you can. A lot of it does not have transcriptions on YouTube, so that's going to be a hurdle we're going to have to cross over. We also are going to pull that all into NotebookLM so that we can create a grounding file for our agent. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create the agent and have it stress test the next idea. All right, so we're going to start with a search of just Shark Tank best pitches, see what is available here. I've gone ahead and watched a lot of these shows. This is a lot of recap episodes, but they still have a lot of what the sharks were saying and a lot of what the real ideas that you want to get out of them. Remember, this is all here just as a grounding exercise. You can only pull in 50 or so sources just on this free account. But what I'm pulling in here is just about 40 or so videos that have the best pitches that were happening, and then more importantly, what the sharks were saying. And inside of NotebookLM, you can start to query this here to get an idea of like, all right, what is the most likely thing that Lori Grenier will say, or how will Mark Cuban respond to this investment, that sort of thing. What I then did was I went ahead and I made some briefs about what each of the sharks might be known for talking about. So then under Mark Cuban, it's like he's very interested in knowing what your CAC is, cost to acquire a customer. Down here, we've got Mr. Wonderful himself being, what is this? A product feature is not a business. These are just things that they've said. Again, you're just trying to ground this in here so that the agent can work later on. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop on over to our trusty terminal, which is right here. I'm gonna type in CC, which is my shorthand for Claude Code, opening up in dangerously. If you don't know what dangerously is, then don't do that. You should still stay working in Claude Code in the safe mode. But I'm gonna go ahead and be here, and then what I'm going to tell it is, hey, do me a favor and go over to my NotebookLM notebook that I just created on Shark Tank and tell me what information you could find in there to summarize the sharks in some sort of shark advice briefing. I'm going to pull all that, and then I'm going to create an agent out. So this kind of prompt, always be nice to your agents. You never know if they're going to rise up or not. And what we have is we have just telling it, go over into NotebookLM. I've already created a connector for that. There's plenty of videos out there where people are doing that. And if you need some help with that, let me know in the comments and I'll hook you up. And so what we're going to do is go fetch the briefing that we just created over there, which distilled, again, those 40 or so videos, along with just some general advice on good pitching. And we're going to go ahead and create the agents. All right, after that finished cooking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show off the agents that we have here. And in fact, why don't we do this using the skill? I'm going to have it see if it invokes. And this is really where you're going to see if the grounding works, and then also if the agent itself works. Hey, using the Shark Tank style skill, if you can find it, let's go ahead and I want to check this idea out. I have an idea to build my own CRM. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show people how to build their own CRM in a video. And that's going to be the next idea. The people are going to be able to log into their own CRMs, be able to manage their own companies, be able to manage workflows, things like managing email campaigns and leads and contacts. I want us to be able to manage all that, but through some sort of homegrown built solution that Claude Code manages. Let me know what you think about this idea. Okay, we're getting into some of the outputs. It is clearly invoking the Shark Tank style skill that is coming up here. And now I forgot that it was called Pitch Panel, and it is backed by the investor agent. So those two things are both working. So as this is going, I actually decided, just for my own having fun with it, to redact names. And so some people in here, you're just gonna have to guess who the tech mogul or the royalty hawk and the street smart closer, ooh, that's problematic, and the brand builder. We don't know which ones those are, but we're gonna go ahead and just assume that those are sharks. So this is the first response that it gave to me. So the tech mogul is saying, here's what we need from you, and don't give me adjectives. Give me the numbers and a decision. So pick a business, the ask, the customer, who logs in and why. Let them know what you think. All right, so I just gave it just a little bit of content right here where it says build your own. Tech mogul comes in, stop. You just contradict yourself in one breath. Already getting spicy at me. All right, let's see what else it is saying to me. Who hands you money and for what? Of course, this is all really good kind of like content towards you. And then look at this. The royalty hawk comes in there right after the tech mogul started, and then everyone starts to jump in on this. All right, so there you have it. We have now an agent that will give us the real and not sweet talk us. You have a skill that will be invoked if it thinks you're kind of like talking about needing some advice, Shark Tank style. And you also have some grounding that is happening over in NotebookLM, which I think is like the real use for that product. The next video that we're going to do is probably going to be what has just been given to me as advice from the sharks, which is actually kind of interesting. So we're going to build our own CRM in the next video. So if you're interested in that, please do subscribe and give me some comments and feedback on if this is something that you want to see anymore or what you want to see some more of. So thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.